I've been a bit reflective lately about my experience with Apple and its software and why I don't get excited about running betas anymore or checking out new features. And it makes me wonder, am I the one who has changed or has Apple changed? Or maybe it's a little bit of both. And probably, truthfully, it's probably a little bit of both. But that doesn't negate the fact that I feel somewhat jaded lately in recent years with Apple, starting with the failure of Apple Intelligence. Like, I was talked into getting this phone because I thought I was going to get a brand new set of features that we couldn't live without. And it didn't happen. And not only that, iOS 18, I'm running a public release, 18.5 right now as of recording this, has been so buggy. This software, iOS, is so shitty, man. It does weird volume hiccups where it goes all the way up or all the way down sporadically. It doesn't do the typing right. It'll just autofill and then jump ahead. My experience using iOS has been miserable. And I knew we weren't going to get an under the hood refresh this year because too many rumors leading up to the redesign for what would be eventually iOS 26. I was hoping an iOS 19 could be an under the hood fix, kind of like what iOS 12 was. Man, and we needed it back then from iOS 11 to iOS 12. We really needed that. So that's on Apple. Apple is dropping the ball. They're not fixing their bugs. They just keep trying to push more things down our throat, hoping that we might change the subject about maybe AI, about Vision OS and how that's rolling over everything. I think that's something on them. But then also on me, I have not been excited about iOS as a whole like that since I think iOS 13 when widgets started coming out. When we started getting widgets, I felt like everything was pretty complete. And I appreciate the refinements that we got every year since. Interactive widgets, the volume indicator doesn't take over the whole screen. You could swipe away from with the dynamic island about phone calls and notifications. I like the multitasking that we get with live activities. All that stuff's great. But it's not a necessity. I wouldn't call it a gimmick, but it's not what I run my phone with or for. I don't live for those features. I just wanted a good communication device, good internet, which I have access to good internet, and there are good apps. All the third party stuff is still great. But I can't say the same. And also good camera. Like, as I talked in my last video, I'm very, very big on having a very good camera, and all the cameras, I think since iOS 12, I would say, excuse me, I think since iPhone 13. Since iPhone 13, all the cameras have been fuego. I love them. So I'm not stressing on that. It's just like the experience. And this is a public release. Let alone forget about the betas, the developer betas that somehow everybody is running and complaining about and bitching about. It's too transparent. Now it's too frosty. And people just want to complain. My frustrations with Apple may also be with its community, the community that I'm a part of, the community that I cover. Sometimes I'm also distant with because I don't align with the fanatics on hyper specific things because I don't care the same way. And it might be because I don't get excited for new software or hardware for that matter because I live for bigger moments now. When I was big into Apple, it was just me. I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. I was just I didn't even have like property. Like it was so just me in an apartment. And those were simpler times. I enjoyed those times. But it's different now. I'm married. I have a son. I have houses. I like doing outdoor activities. I do so much more and I live for so much more than what a for-profit company releases and tries to sell me because I understand the marketing gimmick of it all. And that's the part where I try to be careful that I'm not just pushing the narrative that Apple wants me to push. Wow, this phone is so good and yet it's not good enough. It's completely irrelevant come next year and now I have to get a Pro. I don't want to say that. And I feel the need I have to like emphasize that because my last video is a very popular video right now. It blew up. And some people agree with me, some people don't. It is what it is. I don't mind the discourse, but I don't want to be out there pushing something that I'm not fully invested in myself as it is. So I want to run the betas. A part of me, like, that's always going to be there because it's cool and it's interesting to get hands on with it. But it's not worth it running it on my main driver, and I don't have another iPhone as of right now. I don't want to just run it just to run it. I've done this for so long. I've been with iPhone since the very beginning of iPhone, since the very beginning, and it's always the same thing. I get something new, something cool. I'm excited for about a week, maybe a month most, and then you adjust. That's now your new normal. And then all that excitement and everything, it does not outweigh the stressors that come with bugginess. And a public release like this is just not worth my effort to now go onto a beta. But that's with iPhone. When I think about now iPad, I would love to run the new iPad 26 on this thing. Check out what a computer on a tablet looks like. This would be amazing. However, this is my main computer. I've said it before, but doing this, and I'm going to edit this on my Mac, you only see this part because that's how the dynamic is, but I only do this part, and then everything else is on this thing. And much of my complaints about what I'm talking about iOS, I don't want to see it on my main computer. And if anything, I'd be more inclined to run the beta on my Mac, my MacBook Pro. But the thing is, there's just no features that excite me about having a beta release right now on my Mac. What's the newest thing right now for macOS 26? Live Activities? It's kind of gimmicky, right? At least I feel it's gimmicky. It's gimmicky to me because I feel, and this is just my perspective here, I feel all the extensions of the iPhone mirroring that we got a while back, they don't live up to its potential, much like iPadOS in recent years. I don't want to just mirror my phone on my Mac and then not be able to use my phone. I want something more akin to an extension of a display that I can do two things simultaneously on two separate screens. But I can't do that with the Mac and with iPhone. So Live Activities, I mean, I already get iPhone notifications pushed to my display and I'll see it there. So there's not much more I really need. So I can't say with confidence that I'm ready to run a beta for Mac. I don't want to potentially brick my iPad, and I know I can back it up. Everyone that's going to tell me you could just, back it up, and if it gets weird, you can restore. Why should I go through all that? That's where I'm at right now, and that's where I think now it's more on me. I'm not interested in the developer beta, clearly. I'm not interested in a public beta. I'm at a place where I'm content with what it is, but I'm frustrated with the lack of bugs being fixed on my phone. My phone is my main communication device because it's the most portable. And I can't say that this experience has been great this last year. I've been on iOS 18 for over a year now because I did run the beta thinking, cool, I'll get new Siri features, and I didn't get them. So it's the realization that I'm not that type of guy anymore. And that's fine because the things that I will look into, the things that I will report on, I will be very thorough. I will be very direct. I'll be very transparent and honest about it. And if anything else, for anybody who comes back and watches my content, at least you know what I'm telling you from my own experience of it. I am telling you the truth. And that's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. Okay, I am leaving in a matter of days. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put out another video. Maybe I will. If I do put out another video, the goal is to put out my ChatGPT review before I leave. But I can't promise it. For the past all of July right now, I have been a one-man show here at my house with my kid. My wife's on work travel right now. So that has been a full-time focus for me. So I am leaving. I can't say that I will be very active. I may upload while I'm gone. I don't know. But I'm going back to California for a while. And so I will be in Southern California. And if I got anything to report during that time, I will. And if not, then I'll see you guys when I get back. And channel members already know this; they got to see this first. But I've got more lights set up in my studio now, so I am updating the set just a little bit. So I got one of those. I got a filler light right here And then I'm doing some things behind the scenes, but channel members are tracking that. They are with me on that journey. So thank you, channel members, for everything. And I will see you guys all in the next one. If not in a couple days, I will see you in about 2 weeks, maybe. Okay, bye.